Hey everyone, it is Nerfer Ryan here. I have the N-Strike Modulus Storage Shield. I picked this up at a Target for $8. It was the only one on the shelf, and I tried to look up online about these, and I'm not finding much, so I don't know if they just haven't really hit shelves or are being advertised, but I found this one on the shelf, and it was the only one. It wasn't even really in a spot, it was just sitting there. So I picked it up to review it for you guys, so you might be on the lookout for when they are hitting shelves or when they're online to see whether or not you would like to pick this up. So at this time, I'll go ahead and unbox it for you guys. Alrighty, so it looks like you get a box and a shield. So nothing else comes with it, there's no instructions. The box, however, does say in this fine print that it holds 24 elite darts and 6 mega darts. And that is pretty much it as far as the box. So now I'll be getting into what I think about this. Alrighty, so here it is in all of its glory. It says 24 slots on the packaging, but what I have found out, the 24 just includes these marked ones. You can actually fit an extra 3 by putting them in these little indented part here in the center. They don't fit, they can kind of move around a bit, as you can see, because it's not really meant to be, but you can hold an extra 3, have 27. So there's that. And the mega darts fit in these ones. And they're a pretty tight fit. Not too tight that you can't ever pull them out, but a good snug fit so that if you put your darts in, let me just show you real quick.
I put some in random spots. I'll put one over here. It's snug enough.
So if you're running with it, it won't fall out. There's no way that these are really going to just fall out. So they are a nice tight fit, so they won't fall out. One thing I did notice, though, which might be a complaint, is that sometimes when you push in the dart on the sides here, because it is such a tighter fit, sometimes if you're pushing it in, you'll end up accidentally folding in the side, which is kind of a little bit of an annoyance. And these don't really snap too tightly in. I mean, you kind of can hear a snap when you retract it. There's a little bit of a snap, but it's not a very tight fit. As you can see, like, I can do this with one finger, so it's not a very tight fit. Where it mounts onto the tactical rail, this can also fold. This one has a much sturdier snap, as you can kind of see and hear. It's much tighter. So that one won't be as much of a problem, I don't think, if you're getting hit by things or if you possibly accidentally bump into a wall. It will bend it back, but you probably shouldn't be running into walls. So, anyways, moving on. So because of that, this can fold down, and if you didn't have any darts in here, this could fold flat for storage, which is kind of nice. Kind of a little useful feature. So as you take all the darts out, it can kind of fold fairly flat. These can actually fold all the way down because they contact the point in which they mount. One thing I was thinking of is if you have this mounted on a blaster, say a Strife, this isn't really as useful. It is pretty wibbly wobbly. I don't know if you can see that, but it has a lot of give to it. I'll put it on a Stampede here. But even that one, there's quite a bit of wibble wobble to it. So that's kind of a little bit of an annoyance. For those who are familiar with the Stampede shield, that is this thing right here. Oh, just a second. My camera's doing something. There we go. The Stampede shield is this. This is the Modulus. So you can kind of see a size comparison. The Stampede shield is a little bit wider. It also has the parts on the bottom that kind of overhang the barrel on either side. But because of that, this may not fit onto certain blasters if they're too wide. However, this seems to be pretty uniform in fitting on things as long as it's got a tack rail on the top. So I can put it on my Rapid Strike. I can put it right here and have the shield there, whereas the Stampede shield doesn't really like to fit over it. So there is that. So it may not offer as much cover from darts as a Stampede shield would, but this is pretty uniform and able to work with lots of blasters. With the Rapid Strike, if you wanted to, I don't really know why you would, but you could put this on the side, possibly. I don't know if you want to have like some cover, but you could also fold it flat, then have your darts in the side. That's an option. I don't really know why you would, but there's that. And if you were using it, like I was saying, when you try to put darts in like this, sometimes this would fold flat. So what I was thinking is, for more practical use, you could actually put the darts in kind of backwards, so the tips are actually facing towards you. That way there's actually something to kind of grip it by, a little bit more traction, I guess, and then you can pull them out from this side to then load into whatever you have, if it's not clip system. So, as far as the practicality, I don't know if it's that practical because of the size. I think it's not. I mean, I don't know how practical shields really are. They may not be they may not be practical for you and what you use them for. But I think this is pretty cool. For $8, it's not a bad buy. It's just that this is pretty flimsy. And if you, like I said, when you're loading darts, it tends to want to fold on you, which is kind of annoying. And even if, like my idea of pulling them out from this side, sometimes it might try and fold, but more often than not it won't. So what you may want to do is you could possibly load from behind, push them in, and then you could pull them out this way in order to prevent it from folding on you. But overall, I think it's a decent shield. Trying to think of what else to talk about here. So, other than the wibbly wobbly, I mean, that's one thing that I could complain about. I just barely shook that, and you can see the mounting part is actually still on the strife, and this just popped off. So let me see if I can pop it back on.
Maybe not. Yeah, I don't know if I need to get it back on. Just have to push harder, I guess. Pop it back into its plastic reservoir.
So anyways, as you can see, I've already broken it within, there we go, finally. So I can fold again. So I think that's the biggest complaint, is if you have this on a blaster, you tend to run, or you do a quick turn or something, it falls off. And not just falling off the tack rail, the shield separates from the actual unit, which I feel like after a while of putting it on, taking and it falling off, it's going to wear out, and eventually it might not want to stay on at all and be really wibbly wobbly. So that's kind of an annoyance, especially if you're, I mean, if you were a heavy gunner, you may not be running as much, so this might be okay for you, but just keep that in mind that it is pretty wobbly and may break. Pop off, you can pop it back on, but anyways, that's about all for this. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a shield, it blocks things, and you can stick darts in it. So yeah, I will be also doing another review for a Modulus thing. It's the storage stock, so this was a storage shield that has come out. I know that the other Modulus shield, I believe, was smaller than this. I don't have it, so I can't compare it. I can only compare it to the Stampede shield as far as size. So let me know what you think of it, what it may be used for. I don't know what else it could be used for besides a shield. So this is my first review, so hope I did okay. And if you like this video or like this, you can go ahead and drop a like on the video and subscribe to my channel for more mods, reviews, and thrifting trips. And my name is Nerfer Ryan, and thanks for watching and sticking around so long. So have a good night.